Hi guys, for today's video, we are going to discuss Pareto chart.
A Pareto chart is a specific type of chart that combines both bar and line graphs to visually represent the distribution of various factors contributing to a specific problem or situation. It displays categories in descending order and the line chart representing the cumulative amount. The chart effectively communicates the categories that contribute the most to the total. Frequently, quality analysts use Pareto charts to identify the most common types of defects or other problems. This chart is named after Vilfredo Pareto. He was an Italian economist who observed that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people in the 1800s. This observation inspired the Pareto principle, which states that a significant majority of problems, 80%, are often caused by a small problem of factors, 20%. This principle is also known as the 18-20 rule.
Line graph. A line graph often referred to as the cumulative percentage line is superimposed on the bar chart. This line represents the cumulative percentage of a total contribution of factors. It helps identify the point at which a significant portion of a problem is addressed. Bar chart. The chart consists of vertical bars that represent individual categories or factors contributing to a problem. The bars are arranged in descending order from left to right with the tallest bar on the left side. Categories and frequency. Each bar corresponds to a specific category or factor, and the height of the bar reflects the frequency or impact of the factor. The categories are typically discrete and non-overlapping.
The primary purpose of a Pareto chart is to prioritize efforts for problem solving or improvement. By addressing the most significant factors first, resources can be allocated efficiently to have a more substantial impact. It means that the primary purpose of a Pareto chart is to visually represent and analyze data to identify the most significant factors contributing to a problem or issue. It allows you to focus on the vital few factors that have the most significant impact, rather than getting overwhelmed by the trivial many.
Okay, so the examples of a Pareto chart. So earlier this month, we conducted an online survey about the factors that affect student studies with 100 respondents using G-forms. The survey aims to collect data about the factors that affect students' academic studies. Based on the results of the survey, we made a Pareto chart to visualize it. We can see that each bar represents the factors that affect a student's studies. These are the student's laziness, sleepiness, online games, lack of time, too many outputs, bad study habits, bad study area, and family problems. By using the Pareto principle 80/20 rule, we can see from the right side of the chart the percentages. The first three columns are approximately at 80%, and these are the students' laziness, sleepiness, and playing online games factors. There are actually 8 factors here. 3 factors out of 8 represent 20%, so our Pareto principle applies here. 3 of the 8 factors account for 80% of the factors. That's the area where students would concentrate to remove or change the factors that affect their studies. Okay, so this is how you make a Pareto chart in Excel. First, open Excel. Next, input the data from our survey. On the left side, we got the data from our survey in 2 columns. Column A represents the factors that affect student studies, and column B is the number of respondents who selected that factor. So select all the data, including the headings. So we selected everything on our mouse in columns A and B. Then, we're going to click Insert Ribbon at the top, go to the chart section in the middle here, and click Recommended Charts. By clicking, you can see a list of different charts. Scroll down to find the Pareto chart, then click. This chart plots the distribution of the data in descending order of frequency with a cumulative line on a secondary axis as a percentage of the total. This is what we're looking for. So click on OK. You can see the chart right away after clicking OK. You could also add some labels by going to the Design ribbon. Make sure the chart is selected and go to Add Chart Element, choosing Data Labels, and put the labels outside the end. You can see the number appearing on the top of each column. So, select that so that gives us an actual value of each columns. Also, if we look at where 80% is on the right side, if we move our mouse in a rough line across that, we can see that the first 3 columns account for approximately 80%. You could also change this chart style to suit your taste.